それではお時間となりました。再開いたします。
I would like to resume our conference. Now, we would like to invite Mr. KOIZUMI FUMIAKI, CEO of Kashima Antlers FC Company Limited and Director and President of Melkali. He is going to talk about the boosting regional appeal through soccer teams. His special presentation will be delivered now. Through the empowerment of all individuals and companies, Mercari contributes to solving social issues and revitalizing local communities, not only with individuals. And furthermore, through Kashima Antlers, they aim to realize regional development and a sustainable society together with the hometown partner companies and football lovers while making the most of the group's technology and assets. Now, Mr. KOIZUMI, please. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is KOIZUMI. I would like to today talk about boosting regional appeals through soccer teams. Currently, I'm in charge of two companies. The Kashima Antlers and Melkali 3 years ago. This acquisition took place, and during which we had been influenced by the pandemic. The football team and community development, those are the areas that we made some efforts. And so I would like to talk about our activities during this time. I have been managing the internet companies over the years. Before Melkali, I was managing the company called Mixi. So I have been in this industry for some time. And now I have a new role in managing the football clubs. So that was football team. That was 3 years ago. First, I would like to talk a little bit about Kashima Antlers. If you are a football fan, you might have heard about Kashima Antlers. We have been the Japanese champion as well as Asian champions. We have won the 20 championships. And also, if you are a football club in the metropolitan area, you can have a successful football business. However, Kashima Antlers is based on a small town, but we have been quite successful. And this year marks the 30th anniversary of this football team, and they have a record 20 times. They won the championship 20 times at home and abroad. Now, this hometown slide shows the Kashima city and other 4 cities making this hometown. And together we have 280,000 population, and Kashima city only have 67,000 people. And for us, the commercial zone is about the radius of 30 kilometers area. And however, this half of this circle is covering in the marine area. Therefore, this 30-kilometer radius circle have up to about 780,000 people. It's a very, very small. And if you have, even if you expand this circle, it will be several millions. So this commercial zone is quite small. Now, I'd like to talk about the characteristics of the visitors of our stadium. 55% of the fans are from outside this prefecture, mainly from Tokyo. 95 minutes commuting time would be required to get to the stadium from Tokyo. So what happens is that they will travel 95 minutes to get to the stadium and watch a 90-minute game and then go back home by taking another 29 minutes. So even though our commercial zone is quite small, we are trying to be creative in attracting people from the wider area. And also a lot of the fans are female fans. We use the internet to attract female fans, and also the young fans. Our average age of our fans are quite young. So this is another focus that we try to attract a lot of female fans. Another thing I would like to point out is the other stakeholders and assets supporting Antlers. One is the fan and supporters. There are 800,000 registered users of the club's official SNS, and also fan club membership is 18,000 people. And also users with JDIG ID is 220,000. So this about 220,000 people would come to the stadium once per year. So 68,000 town is supported by these fans and supporters. Now, next I would like to talk about partnership. We have sponsors, and perhaps you have a good image of who the sponsors are. There are different forms of sponsorships. On the far left are the main partners of our football club. Later on, I would like to talk about the partnership forms of partnership with these partners, be it urban development or other activity development. Most of the companies here are headquarters in Tokyo. They are major companies. How we can have their engagement in our regional economy is one of the major topics. We have signed long-term partnership agreement, so I would like to share with you some of the cases of such partnership. With regard to the football business, these sponsors are to place advertisement, and then we charge fees for that. But in our partnership, we also tap into their technological capabilities so that as a partner, they could join our effort for community development and then challenge and problem solving. So this is a new form of partnership that we are exploring with the existing partners. Another thing is called a local business club that we established. In the previous slide, we showed you the various partners, mainly big companies, and their sponsorship is quite large in terms of amount. However, those sponsorship is very large, heavy in terms of the monetary amount, so that local companies cannot participate as a sponsors. So we would like to form a partnership with the local companies as well, even though they are not sponsors like major companies. But we have launched the community activities with local companies, and this is called a business club. So per year, they are to pay like several million yen. But through this business club activities, we are trying to resolve the community problems. And now this business club member count about 50 companies. So we would like to I would like to talk about the community contribution activities that we are making with local companies through this business club. And these are the business club members, and you might not be familiar with some of the companies here, but these are local successful companies or the branches of the major companies or subsidiaries of the major companies who are based in Kashima or the hometown area are the members of this business club. Also, the local governments are also supporting us. There are 5 cities in our hometown, and we signed agreement with these 5 cities so that we could overcome the social community challenges. And the DMO was established together with these local governments or municipalities so that antlers can participate in tourism.
On top of that, in our club, we of course have a stadium. That is a prefectural stadium. And also, we are managing the stadium. So using this as an asset, we are contributing to the local communities. This is a wellness on the left-hand side. So 68,000 population in this area. So we cannot expect a large audience. But the stadium, at the back stand, the empty space or unused space, we created sports team. Currently, 25,000 members are using these sports facilities, and most of the citizens are using these facilities. And of course, there are only 20 or 30 games held in this stadium, so remaining days are empty or unused. So we are doing a sports team and other business such as aesthetic service or massage. And also we prepared the hot bathtub, and we are providing different services to residents. On the right-hand side, that is easy to understand. We are providing Antra's sports clinic service. On next to the stadium, we opened this clinic, and around 50,000 people visit the sports clinic annually. And there is a sports doctor. There are the dozens of the sports doctors are doing. Of course, they are providing services to the athletes, and also others like rehabilitation services provided to support the local community's healthcare. And this maybe not necessarily provided by soccer team, but we take advantage of the empty space. We are supporting the local community. On the left-hand side is a general the soccer businesses like advertising fee, admission fees, and good sales. Those are the main sources of revenue for soccer team. But using stadium, providing other services like a clinic and also tourism and others. So those services are not provided by typical soccer teams. But by doing those businesses, diversified businesses beyond the soccer team, we can make a contribution to the local community. Of course, with larger population, we can only support with the revenue of those main revenue sources. But since we are smaller soccer teams, we have to do the other services as a source of income. And we are now establishing the new stadium, and we'd like to talk about the details, but how we are going to make use of the current asset, including the stadium, and also stadium and arena, how to use those venues not as the professional games. So this is a 2B of the Kashima soccer team. We have to create an asset which can improve the attractiveness of the region, and some roles should be played by us so that we can contribute to the revitalization of the society. And we are the internet company. We started the business of the soccer team, as I explained, using stadium, how to make profit. And now using internet, how to leverage that business. That is the next phase for us. Now, currently, medically, 3.5 years ago, we acquired the soccer teams, and we have the 70% stake in the Antras. So we are running Antras as soccer team's subsidiary. And there are several reasons for the acquisitions. I want to talk about the two main reasons for acquisition. First, entertainment and technology. As you know, the 5G service and VR and AR, various technologies are booming. And also NFT and sports betting. There are different types of enjoying sports. And as an internet company, we like to boost and support those new businesses. And the second is a contribution to the local community. They are different, the living lives. And so internet enriched the people's lives over the years, and the PC has shifted to the smartphone, and smartphone, there are different internet services, and new services are generated. And what we focus on is what is the next generation services, and there are different directions of innovations. So next innovation is coming in real life. As I said, device has shifted from old mobile phone to cell phones, smartphones. But we now have 5G services. A new network will be enriched. So existing internet services, you access the internet service on your own to use different services. But going forward, rather than accessing network, but we are living life in network. That is how the things are changing. Living a life in the network, this is a major change we are going to experience. Now, internet, we so far we have been aware of using internet, but in the future, internet and the use of internet is a part of our life. And various changes are caused, and I think we can take this as a business chance. So far, town development without a large capital, it's difficult to develop a city. And also, the city or municipality with large capitals could enjoy their different benefits. But going forward, developers and, of course, the local governments have to support that. But now the companies, private companies which develop the different services will also support this change. And the people-driven society will be designed. What we can picture is Uber, the emerging company, changed the way of transportation. So different goods and services are changing and shifting to a people-driven society. Now, without the large capital, we couldn't develop the town, but it's not anymore. With technologies as a power, we can enjoy the benefits of different services in the municipalities. So we are making this change in the community. So using technologies as a part of town development, of course, large cities, they have a lot of inconvenience because in order to implement the different services, of course, there are obstacles. They need to make adjustment with different stakeholders. In that, smaller town, on the other hand, they are very closely working with stakeholders. It's easier to make a coordination. Now, Mercari, Antras, and local communities have agreement. So how to incorporate technologies in the city and how to create a people-driven society in the future. With local government and internet companies, we are going hand in hand, and we are expanding our business in Kashima City. So smart city is driven by the larger community or government, but the smaller challenges should be handled by our local communities. So we can run a lot of POCs, and it's easier to develop from scratch. This is how we have to do in the future. We have the agreement with the local government and using the assets and the strengths of each stakeholders. And we have agreement with the neighboring city, Namekata City, and we are doing similar initiative as well. And now, the soccer team and the internet, the companies are combined how to create the team, the future, the society. And this is the main topic and very important for us, the soccer team and Mercari, with partner companies and local governments, and also the local business partners and supporters, of course, including citizens. Some people engaged in the managing the games. So football team is supported by those different stakeholders. And in the center, J-League, there are 60 professional soccer teams. And the sports team should be in the middle. And how to connect those different stakeholders in organic way, that is a key. And I want to show you a concrete example later. And this stadium, we have two perspectives to solve regional challenges. First, we turn the stadium into lab, the experimental space. The stadium is used as lab with partner companies. From a partner company's point of view, we want to use this stadium as different means, but there is no place to make an experiment. And this is Andreas. And we are using the stadium. We want to make an experiment in lab. In collaboration with Docomo, this is an experience of multi-angle stadium. We are offering a new way of enjoying the match using Docomo's services. And I think this will be expanded further, how to implement the same service in the society. And also NEC, we want to implement the face recognition technology as well. So this is for the checking the exit and also entrance of spectators using facial recognition. Because we have shorter manpowers, this will be very important. Currently, this technology is used in the airport for the immigration check, but we started this experiment in the stadium. So with partners technologies, those who visit stadiums, they can enjoy a different way of watching the games, and we also evolve the society using those technologies. Second point is how to use a stadium other than the hosting the game. I mentioned about the gym. As I said, the clinic is another thing. On the left-hand side, we are partnering with Siemens, using Siemens technologies for the clinics. Of course, the technology is provided for the professional athletes, but the professional gym don't use medical services every day. But now Antras is using Siemens, and also we can provide the service to other people.
ている事例なんですけれども、
So this is turning the stadium into the DRR center done by in collaboration with Sony. We are doing this. We have a relay studio within the stadium. Well, editing the visual images of stadium during the game will be the main function of the studio. Ibaraki Prefecture is the only prefecture in Japan which doesn't have a local TV station. After the Great East Japan earthquake, the Ibaraki was a lot of damages because of the earthquake. However, because it didn't have a local TV station, so the information dissemination was not conducted in an effective manner. So we understood that such information dissemination is very important. So we partner with Sony to set up this relay studio so that when, in case of disaster, we could use that to communicate the disaster information. Of course, we have a stockpiling of the supplies within the stadium. But in addition to that, we would like to use stadium as the information dissemination center at the time of the disaster. Now, changing of the topic. So the community issue, well, it is the small towns I'm talking about. So if a small town trying to solve their problems alone, it would be very difficult. Therefore, those outside the prefecture need to support us in solving the community challenges. So the Kashima Antras took initiative together with the Kashima City to identify the issues faced by the community, and we made it open. And then we invited the venture companies to present the solution. So we organized the pitch and match events. So smart city, mobility, farming, agriculture. Those are the topics that we offered to receive some proposal from the venture companies. So that was an open call. And 70 companies took part in this pitch and match event to contribute to their community development in their own way. And some of them are quite big. But the important thing was to openly communicate the issues faced by the community and invite the venture companies to participate in a solution. So the farming combined with the traveling was a proposal made by the winner of this competition. So there are quite a few venture companies who would like to contribute to the local community, and we have to take advantage of that. Now this is another similar initiative. This is done by with the partner company Globis, which runs a graduate school. They have a good MBA course. So using their curriculum, we focused on the sports business or local business to run a 3-month MBA courses. So the learning program was developed in collaboration with Globis and Antlers. This is for the adults, and the course charge about 300,000 yen, and the enrollment is limited to the 30 people, and they would engage in the field work, and that experience should be reflected in their own business plan, and then it should be presented at the end of the course to tackle the community problems. So we get paid 300,000 yen per person for this course. And those good talents from Tokyo, adults from Tokyo, are engaged in solving our community issues. And over the 3 years, we have 75 graduates of this course. With the 75 graduates, we were able to develop a very good proposal ideas for solutions to resolve the community issues. And those are the issues that we need to overcome together with the partner companies. One of the graduates of this course became the president of the Okinawa ping-pong table tennis club, and at the age of 28. And this is another example. It is important to create employment locally. And previously, I talked about involving the Tokyo people to resolve our social issues. But it is important to generate employment locally. And the Adish is the company which provide customer support. And they were invited to set up their center in Kashima City. When they became the partner company of Kashima Antlers, they really wanted to make their own contribution. Since we have an industrial complex within this area, so there was a lot of work for the blue-collar workers, mainly male, but there weren't many jobs for young women, and we thought it's important to create job opportunities for young women. So we contacted the customer service company and asked them to become a partner company for Kashima Antlers, and then together we established the customer center. So this is the case of increasing and creating job opportunities for the young female. Next is the DX consultation business. This is also done in collaboration with our partners. During the pandemic, when I interviewed the local companies, they told us that they really wanted to digitalize their work. However, they didn't know how. So under such circumstances, we were told by those local companies in the Antlers under the Melkali, so you should know a lot about digitalization, so why not you advise us? So that's why we launched this digitalization DX consultation services. So at the center of this picture, you can see the governor of the Ibaraki Prefecture. He joined this press briefing to show his support in promoting a DX in Ibaraki Prefecture. So in the community, someone has to take lead in digitalization. If you contact the big Tokyo consultant company, they would find this area too small for their work. But we can be part of promoting the digitalization of this local community, since we are based in here. This is another example of the local collaboration under the pandemic. We heard that they were able to generate sales from the physical, like a food fair. However, due to the pandemic, they were not able to organize such events, and they didn't have e-commerce channels, and they were in trouble. So we wanted to support them, to encourage them, and to inspire them. So this is the picture snapshot of the website. This is a portal site to introduce the viewers to the websites of the e-commerce sites of the local companies. Since there are 800,000 fans visiting our stadium, so we have reached out to those fans to communicate this kind of e-commerce channels. And they found that they could be of help in terms of contributing to the local community of Kashima Antlers. So through our portal site, they would visit the e-commerce site of the local companies to make purchase. So we are supporting the promotional activities of the local company, and we also find this kind of initiative quite important. The business club I've already spoke about. This is the business club consisting of the local companies, and they were struggling to recruit good talent. Therefore, for the senior high school students and university students, we organized the recruitment fair for the local companies. And we also had the marriage activity. And together with the business club members, we are trying to overcome various local social community issues. That's going back several pages. Here, the important point is when you face the challenge, rather than leaving it to someone else, as a team, we have to figure out how we could form a partnership with the stakeholders. Antlers sponsors are mainly from Tokyo, and they are Tokyo-based, but they have a lot of technologies to offer. And also by publicly informing the challenges faced by the local community, we could solicit new ideas. So Antlers being in this area should lead to some kind of social contribution in terms of solving the local problems. I'm running out of time, so another example that I would like to talk about the initiatives taken by taken with the partnership company towards SDGs. So I talked about making laboratories, but also we would like to turn ourselves into the venue for showcasing our partner companies' efforts for SDGs. This is the collaboration with Showa Sangyo, and this is the food drive events, and this is the programming class offered by Kiramex for the primary school children as well as the junior high school students of the local community. This learning programming course was offered. Well, actually, I was the one who contacted Kiramex to jointly launch this programming course. So they participated as a partner company to overcome this digitalization issue. And this is also the English education for the primary school children. And this is the effort made with Docomo. Well, Docomo wanted to introduce a technology for the stadium remote viewing. And this particular effort was made to support the special needs schools children. With the technology with Docomo, we provided the stadium remote viewing for the children of the special needs schools. And this is the Lixel case. Lixel is our partner company. And so we wanted to make a stadium friendly to women as well as for children. So we explored the ideas of the public toilets.
And this is Toyo Seika's examples about the garbage sorting. And this is with Kaneka. The cutlery used in stadium, spoon and forks and so on, now changed to biodegradable materials. So as a Green Planet technology is used, so we changed all the categories to biodegradable plastics. And this is just a few examples. But now in the stadium, we like to use the audience as spectators in the stadium, and they experience new technologies on their own. And also we want to showcase the new technologies for visitors to the stadium. And those technologies and also SDGs technologies are demonstrated and showcased in the stadium. Lastly, last year, 2 years ago, we marked the 30th anniversary of the establishment, and now we are looking at the next few years, and we have to create a midterm plan and proposed a plan to residents. There are different perspectives, but the major one here, we established a new stadium. This was already announced as a part of a midterm plan because the current stadium is aging. It's difficult to continue using the current one without renovation. So we want to renew that stadium. That is also announced. There are 2 key points. First, generally speaking, when establishing the stadium, we decide the venue, and also design was decided. And after deciding the details or the overview, we explain to residents. But we first we want to take advantage of the stadium for different purposes because the population is just 68,000 and we just established a stadium. It's difficult to be more attractive. So we want to make the stadium more attractive and used for different purposes. So at this timing, we made an announcement to establish a new stadium. Just this announcement was made to residents, and we also asked the residents to come up with new ideas. What are the better ideas to create a new stadiums? And we made an announcement. Of course, we already opened it without any details fixed, but the different peoples talked about their needs and how to incorporate those needs into the plan. This is our job to create our BIAM. But looking at 10 years and 50 years to come, how we have to use this stadium in the community in the future. As a soccer team, of course, the benefit of the soccer team, of course, we are the listed companies. We have to seek profit as a company, but also we want to collaborate with local communities. And we have social responsibility as well. So the mayors and also head of the local government, we have to look at the soccer stadium in the longer term. Otherwise, the local residents will not be supporting us. So the 30 years and the 50 years from now, what is needed in the society? So we continue conversation with local residents and different people supporting where is the best venue and what benefit should be provided. But first we have to speak up and share our opinions with others. So now this is an example of establishing a new stadium. Another challenge. And we have a stadium and we have a professional soccer team. But the brand, how to create a brand. So branding is another topic. So I think the residents should be proud of the local soccer team. We conducted a large survey. This is awareness. Kashima Antlers awareness. 80% of people know the Kashima Antlers soccer club. And some people have the big idea of our soccer team. And the hometown, less than 50% knows the hometown of. So I think 80% people don't know the word local because this area is not unknown and not familiar for most of people. So we need to create a strong brand so that the resident can be proud of. And of course, the successful soccer teams is very important, but we have to do more in the future. And running the Antlers, and we create another company called KX. So we are working together, running the two businesses at the same time. And of course, the business domain is difficult to do both. But somebody has to solve these challenges. So I individually established new companies to focus on the city development. And local region branding, the regional branding is a big theme. So including the municipalities and the head of the local government, we create a brand and also theme. Playful and sustainable. Playful is enjoyment and fun. Of course, this is applied to soccer. This you can imagine the surfing. And also there is a lake in the middle. You can enjoy fishing and other activities in the lake. Also, you can play golf and other activities can be done there. The scenery is not so good, but I think this is a very rich environment. So we want to create a playful town. And another theme is sustainability. We need to focus on these two themes. From that perspective, from branding perspective, how to create our region playful. And we are discussing with residents as well as local communities. And we are going to establish the new stadium in 2025. But around 2025 to 2026, we didn't have the expressway, but it's decided the current expressway will be extended to our neighborhood. So how to create the city, including those initiatives. This is the image I often show it. The stadium, there are 4 back and also stadium in the 4 directions. We'd like to expand the business into the 4 directions. Innovation, education, and also sports entertainment, healthcare, and communication. So with the stadium in the center, we like to solve different regional challenges. So we create communities based on the stadium, getting residents involved. So what's important is the next 30 and 50 years, the stadium should support the local community, and as soccer team, having the stadium as an asset is very important. The community development, of course, there are different challenges emerging, but with stadium in the center, different people communicate, and new business will be created based on the stadium. And we can see a lot of smiles surrounding it. So we want to improve the regional attractiveness and using the stadium as a great asset. Creating the stadium is not a goal. The stadium is that something is not completed enough. So we have to keep continuing and developing the stadium, which will be more attractive. This is the last slide. A soccer team. Of course, we have the soccer games and we sell tickets and the sponsors supporting the soccer team. That's the regular model. But now there is a stadium and there are partner companies. And we want to get the different people involved in the solving regional challenges. I think there is no more areas that we can do, only provide sports services. Now, after the COVID, we have to come up with different ideas. Of course, any sports can be fine, or this can be applied to any sports. And there, how to connect the stakeholders in an organic way to create a city. Medically, it's been only 3.5 years, and we come this far, but we want to enrich the content further. The town with 68,000 population, I want to show you how we are changing and evolving. That's all from me. Thank you very much for your attention.